The Gmen, August 20th, 2025. About bloody time.
And welcome to the Gmen Show. Now, after some back and forth lawsuits with Masimo, who is the holder of patents related to the blood oxygen sensing on various devices, Apple can now re-enable those features for watches that they were forced to shut down following a court ruling, assuming, of course, your Apple Watch has them. Hello, Gaz. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. I say very well, Guy. I'm just going to show you. You see that sore bit on
Yeah,
my hand there?
yeah,
That's because I played tennis earlier today, and
yeah.
I did exactly the same injury on an indoor court last week, where I went for a ball that was just right low. I got it back, by the way, but
Good.
my hand then grazed itself on the ground, and it just got a cap on it, a scab over the top, and it just went straight off and started bleeding again. I
Oh,
was like,
you weren't
great.
using that scab, were you? Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
no, I wasn't. So cycling, playing tennis, wolf wanderings, meeting friends, going out for meals. Life is hard, Guy.
Yeah,
Life is
yeah.
hard.
Sounds like
And
it.
yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is even harder for other people around the world. But it's not political. Let's not
No,
go there.
no, no,
No.
no.
How are you? How are you?
Well, my week wasn't filled with playing tennis and bike riding and going out with friends. My week was filled with even more Medicare and Social Security shenanigans. And also,
Shenanigans.
if you remember last week, we were talking about furniture that I'd gone to IKEA and that
Yes.
they were supposed to deliver some furniture on Friday.
Yes.
Okay, well, I got up Friday morning and I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to show up. And then the guys are going to put it together on Monday. Everything is just great until it wasn't great because apparently they didn't have the sofas or the love seats that we had ordered. So they canceled the entire order
Love seats. It's a little old shack where we
on,
can get together.
on
Sorry.
the day of delivery is when they
Okay.
let me know that they were going to cancel it, which
That's
is like,
good.
if I had taken the day off, for
That's full
example,
planning for you.
and then, so I'm going through this, started off with a chat bot, and then I'm talking to may or may not have been a real person. As I read through what was all being said, it's either someone who has various scripts that they're just plugging in as quickly as they can, or it was just a better chatbot. Started to do a reorder. They, the thing or person or whoever it was like, well, we can just reorder it and they can deliver it on the 22nd of August. It was like, fine, I'm retired now. It doesn't really matter. But they were going to charge me an extra $100 per love seat because that's the price it is now. And I was like, wait a second, I'm not, I'm not happy about the fact that you canceled the order, but I shouldn't have to pay more for a reorder that's based on your mistake, not
Yep.
my mistake, your mistake. And they wouldn't come down from it. So it was like,
Wow.
okay, you know
Wow.
what? We'll just go someplace else. And I just canceled the entire order. Now it was like $2,000 altogether for everything we were getting. And I'm sure they don't care because $2,000 for a company like IKEA in the grand scheme of things means nothing. But I won't be going back to them mostly.
It's very difficult, actually, because of the current political situation. I've got a little bit of angst against America. Not
What?
you, not you personally, and not against most Americans, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a certain person who's really cheesed me off. I can't tell you who it is because I can't remember his name. But if you go down the avenue of saying, right, I'm not going to use their products anymore, you
Mm,
start seeing just how much there is in the chain where you think, well, that's American and
Yeah.
that's American and that's
Well,
American. And mostly it's
mostly.
computer stuff.
Yeah.
If you try and stop using Microsoft in this
I'm not
country,
going to buy anything from China ever again. What?
yeah, well, let's not go down the China route 'cause that's a completely different. I mean,
Right.
basically, all you would end up doing is eating the grass on your lawn if you
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch grass. That's what they say to me. Um,
So you're never going to buy IKEA again until you
except,
have to.
yeah,
Until you have to. Yeah.
there's two bookcases that nobody else makes that match the exact color that we want, but I'm not going to order it and then, wait for someone to deliver it. If when I see it come into the local warehouse, it's going to be like, okay, I'm buying it right now. And then I'm getting in my car and driving to go get them. But after those two bookcases, IKEA can go pound sand as far as I'm concerned. I don't buy enough from them to really give a damn. So,
No, no.
IKEA, go take a long walk on a short pier. The other thing I was doing, and it was part of the reason why we were late recording, not that it'll matter to anyone listening because it comes out tomorrow, is I got my Medicare Part D, which
You
is
see,
this,
there's another pointless process you did
of
there.
course it is.
Why say that? Why say it doesn't matter? They always say
Well,
it's
because
like
it,
it's like my pointless process of trying to stop buying American goods. It's
yeah,
pointless, absolutely pointless.
or pointless as in trying to get me to stop talking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's forget it. Not going to happen. So I got my Medicare Part D for drugs. There's an aptly named kind of thing. But then I also needed this thing called Medigap, and I'd done a lot of research. Um, Peter's wife's, I got to get this right. Peter's wife's mother, who deals with this kind of stuff, helped me out a lot. And then I got a plan from Aetna for Medigap. And I was talking to this guy. I'm not going to say his last name. I was talking to this guy named Paul, who, as it turns out, we have crossed paths. Not, we've never met, any of that, but we just crossed, our histories have crossed paths. He's got friends in Fort Lauderdale. His parents are currently living in Cape Coral, where my parents lived.
I mean, you're not trying to give anything away, are you?
No, well, yeah, good luck. Paul, who has friends in South Florida, and his parents live in South Florida. And he grew up in Boston, which is where my son Guy lived for a while. And he knew the name and had
Oh,
been to
that
the
Paul.
bar.
I
Oh,
know
that
him.
right, right, right. He'd been to the bar that Guy Jr. was a bar back and bouncer from, like so many years ago. And Guy was perfectly suited to be a bouncer. He's like 6'5",
Move
50
on.
black belt.
Move on. Move on.
Oh, so that has nothing to do with anything, does it?
No. No.
Okay. Well, Paul, thank you. We had a wonderful conversation. I
No.
appreciate all your help. It's now all done. I never have to worry about Social Security until the next time.
Yes.
So what will that possibly lead into?
I think it could well lead into Gaz's snippets. Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth
Oh wow. Like
operator.
it's like there are real people on here.
Smooth
We are not bots.
operator.
We're not.
iOS 26 gets more new ringtones.
Well, thank God I'm waiting for I have to go and get the beta right now.
Apple Fitness Plus now available for free to Future Health subscribers. There's quite a lot of this going on, so a lot of these companies are making, giving away watches, giving away devices, and giving away access to free. Do you know, the thing is, how long then before you then get hooked and then you don't need the Future Health, but you then want to continue your Apple Fitness Plus? So good ploy on Apple's part, probably a good ploy on Future
Nope.
Health, because they can say, we are trying to help people get fitter and stay healthy. We are, so they don't pay more money to us.
Right.
iOS 26 apparently brings back the iPhone calculator's clear button, and so it should. I've noticed this
I didn't
recently.
even know it wasn't there.
If you use the calculator regularly, like I do, it had disappeared completely where you could just clear it. It suddenly appears occasionally when something's happened, like possibly you've gone on to another app and then gone back into it. I don't know, but you kept having to press the back button to clear your recent calculation. Real pain. So I hope that's iOS 26 is like coming out soon, isn't it? It's not out
Yeah,
already,
next
is
month.
it? Yeah. Um, Australian federal court rules Apple and Google have engaged in anti-competitive app store conduct, Guy. Australia's federal court ruled last week that Apple and Google violated competition law through anti-competitive app store practices. Well, if they were only practicing, they weren't doing it for real.
Right, they're not pros yet.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Apparently, Elon Musk threatens Apple with lawsuit over OpenAI, sparking a Sam Altman feud. Billionaire accuses Apple of unequivocal antitrust
Oh, must
violation
be true then.
over app rankings, prompting a testy response from Apple, actually. Oh, just
Yeah.
this stuff just goes on and on
Well,
and
I'm not
on.
biased at all since Elon was part of Doge that basically cost me my job, but I'm not biased.
Well, the funny thing, a few months ago, I think I reported some reduction in sales in Teslas in Europe, and they'd gone down like 30%, 40%, 50%. And in the UK, it had gone just marginally down. But what they didn't realize was in the UK, there's lots of forward registering. And now the sales of Teslas in the UK have gone down 60%.
Wow.
So it's a bit of a hit. So they're now trying to sell batteries in the UK. I don't know whether that's because they've got lots of cars that aren't doing anything. They're just going to try and sell the batteries. I don't know. I'm not a Tesla fan. I'll be honest. I never have been.
Well,
Uh,
they sell that whole solar thing that includes like the Tesla batteries.
yeah. I just, yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Apparently, Apple Cinemas has responded to Apple's trademark infringement lawsuit. Apple Cinemas, the company that's being sued for alleged trademark infringement by Apple, said today that it is committed to defending its brand. We are committed to defending our brand, our history, and our continued right to operate as Apple Cinemas, an identity that is and has always been clearly distinct and fully compliant with all applicable trademark laws. Apple Cinemas is a long established independent theatre chain with no connection to Apple Inc. Our name reflects our geographic roots and has never been intended to suggest or used to imply any affiliation with their brand. Furthermore, claims of consumer confusion are unfounded. Apple Cinemas branding is
Ridiculous.
clearly differentiated. We
Yeah.
have responded reasonably and transparently to all legal communications regarding this matter and remain focused on growing our business and brand in good faith as we have for over a decade.
I'm
Nah,
I'm
nah, 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 nah.
I'm loving the outrage voice, by
Well,
the
I
way.
had to do it really,
Yeah.
didn't I? I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Um,
To Apple Computer Company or whatever they're calling themselves now, I seem to recall a certain problem when you started selling music players that there was some other company with Apple in its name
well,
that got slightly upset. Now,
yeah.
having said that, if Apple Cinema starts selling computers, okay, then get really upset. But it seems to me that Apple Cinema is doing nothing that is cross-platform with
Well,
Apple computers until
uh,
they open up some kind of movie theater.
I agree with you, Guy, and I think it's a bit testy on Apple's side.
A
But
little bit.
even so,
It's stupid.
they're only 10 years old. This, Apple have been around a little while, and they've been selling movies on their iTunes store for more than 10 years, Guy. So I think they probably knew that this was coming at some point. It's great publicity for them. Let's put
It
it
is.
that way.
It is. All the people that don't like Apple says, I'm going to show Apple and go. wherever the hell these movie theaters are and watch a movie.
Yeah.
That's my outrage voice.
Yeah. Well, I'm not flying to the States to watch a movie in an Apple
Where
store.
is it, by the way? Do you know?
I don't know. It's got your
All right,
ass.
I'll
I'll
have
tell
to
you
look.
what. I'll tell you what. We'll
I'll look up
find
while you're
out, and
doing that.
we'll find no, because I like your responses to mine. We'll find out, and we'll let people know later in the show. Apple has responded to Elon Musk's accusation of unequivocal antitrust violation on the App Store. Yeah, I bet they have. You
Yeah.
know, la laugh. 15 love, 15 all, 30, 15, 30 all. Just crazy. Apparently, full seasons of select Apple TV Plus hits are now available for free. For free, he
Mm,
says in air quotes, on United Airline flights. You just got to pay for the flight. That's all, and then you'll get Apple films for free.
hmm.
How free exactly is that? iOS 26 lets iPhone users store physical card details in the wallet app. The reason I put this in here is that wallet app is becoming more and more useful
Yes.
and more bringing you in to the Apple ecosphere. So you have to use their devices. Okay. I don't know why I put that one in. I'm bypassing it. Um,
Go on.
apparently, Apple has released WatchOS 11.6.1. I wonder why they did that, Guy.
Hmm.
Because they released iOS 18.6.1 and Watch OS 11.6.1, which returns a
Certain feature.
blued Oopsie June monitoring or
Exactly.
something
Yeah.
to the Apple Watch. I think we might be talking about that a little bit later.
Maybe.
Apple TV Plus among the final contenders for MLB Sunday night baseball playoff games. I quite enjoyed some of the baseball programs I've seen. Whether I want to sit and watch a game, which I have done all the way through live when I came over back in
I
2015.
love watching baseball live,
Oh,
but
well,
to sit
that's
there and
good.
watch
Yeah.
it on TV is, I don't know.
Many years ago,
Mhm.
I said Apple are probably going to do this. So the headline was that I picked up on: Volkswagen is making UK owners pay extra to unlock ID3 EV's full potential. So obviously, what they're doing is a computer lock in some of the items, and then you pay extra, and they're just going to blow the switch or throw the switch electronically, so that then you've got access to these new extras. I always thought that Apple would go down the line of actually putting a full amount of memory in some of their MacBooks and Macs and saying, okay, do you want to still buy the extra memory? Well, just give us this extra amount and we'll release that memory to you on your new Mac. They never did. I wouldn't have been surprised if they had. Apple TV Plus releases the first Peanuts musical in how long, Guy? How long? Wait for it, 37 years. A Peanuts musical.
Charles Schultz is rolling.
In his grave.
Yeah.
Warren
He's not
Buffett's
making any money out of it.
Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway offloads more Apple shares. I just not really that interesting, but then I saw how much. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has again scaled back its stake in Apple. In a regulatory filing this week, Berkshire disclosed that it sold 20 million shares of Apple during the June quarter. Nonetheless, Apple remains the conglomerate's largest holding at 280 million shares, valued at 64 billion. So that
Oh, still,
20 million is probably quite a lot of money that they've made out of that.
they needed to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, they did. They needed a bit of cash flow. Apple's Wallet app just made Amazon returns easy, and more is coming. A recent Apple Amazon rollout brought shop support for adding Amazon return codes
Oh,
to
really?
Apple's Wallet app. Another Amazon Wallet improvement is coming also in iOS 26. So more and more that wallet app is going to be useful, but Amazon and Apple playing together? Hmm.
Well,
Morgan Stat.
when there's money involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
true,
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely true.
And
Yeah, yeah.
the fact
They're
that
both, as a
that
good friend of ours of the show would say, they're both companies trying to make money.
yeah, yeah, and the fact that they're doing it for their, returns, because I mean, I've had to return stuff to Amazon, and it's kind of a pain in the neck because you have to make sure that, the email is there on your phone, that you can easily find it because that's where the QR code is gonna be. The fact that they're gonna put it in whatever they're gonna do with Apple with the wallet, big news, and I welcome our new Amazon overlords.
Yeah. Apparently, Apple are working on an all new operating system.
Okay.
Apple is developing an all new operating system codenamed Charismatic. I thought this is apparently according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Now,
Yeah, man.
the the German. I think this sounds a little bit April Foolish, but
You know what else it sounds like? It
it
sounds like
could be.
Apple putting something out that they can find leakers with.
Yeah, possibly. Although you may well be right. You may well be right. But they've said that this could be actually a smart home operating system. We'll see. We'll see.
No, that's
Um,
do it.
um, Mr. Gurman also responded to some Apple device leaks in the last week. Apple released and then pulled a software tool that accidentally contained identifiers for many unreleased devices and chips. According to Mac Rumors contributor Aaron Peris, his findings included a new model of the studio display, Apple TV, Apple Watches, Apple Vision Pro, iPad Mini, HomePod Mini, and so much more. So we shall see. This is Apple again, possibly doing it on purpose to see who the leakers were. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, a new iPad mini would be, I think, welcome to a lot of people.
Yeah, you see, you're jumping on the stuff that you want, you see, rather than
No, I don't.
looking.
I don't want one. I
No, but I'm saying you would say that was good, but it could be that they're trying to get those leakers out again. We don't know. We don't know. Again, this isn't an Apple device, but I think it's something Apple may well think about in the future. And I have seen them before. It's a fitness product um, that could be a perfect companion for the Apple Watch. And if it is, then Apple, I'm sure, would actually get on it. Apparently, 921 backers have pledged over $190,000 to Avelo Running. Um, Basically, it's a
oh, it's a
running
shoe brand.
fitness. It's a running device which I think it goes in your shoe,
Yeah.
and
I think
it's
that's
one
what
of
they make
these.
for shoes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it fits in the shoe, and it obviously then it'll calculate your pounding, your pace, and all of that sort of stuff, and it could be more accurate for the Apple Watch. Now, if that device does come on board, I've got a feeling that Apple would soon be on the back of making their own devices as well. Apple Card offers 5% cashback at select gas and charge points.
Ooh.
Through September 15, you can get 5% daily cash when you use the Apple Card via Apple Pay to purchase gas at Exxon and mobile stations across the United States. Unfortunately, not over here, but there again, we don't have the Apple Card,
Yeah.
do we?
In unrelated news, both Exxon and Mobil have announced that they have to charge 5% more by government regulations.
Love it. Don't know why I picked this story, but apparently Apple Original Films has landed The Dink. The Dink. It's a new pickleball sports comedy feature film. Pickleball comedy sports.
Well, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
well, I'm sure that there are some people who listen to the show that might enjoy pickleball.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sorry.
We're actually thinking about playing. Oh, it's not pickleball. It's the other one. I can't remember what the other one's. Paddleball or paddleboard or something. There's a courts near us. We're having a look at playing that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Apple have got the Dink.
Yeah, it sounds almost like Dodgeball, that movie that came out some number of years ago.
Okay.
Same kind of
Now,
concept.
the UK guy
Oh, I've
has
heard of that one.
has retreated from a controversial order that would have forced Apple to provide a backdoor to American users' data, according to a statement from the US Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Apple won't have to build an iCloud backdoor for the UK to access American data. That doesn't mean that they won't have a backdoor for UK users.
Yeah. Well, you know
Dum
what to say.
dum dum. Apple iPhone 17 manufacturing expands across 5 Indian plants. Apple is ramping up iPhone production across India, across 5 factories, as it continues reducing dependence on China for US bound devices. This could be all 4 models when it
Mm.
releases later in the year. Apparently, Apple have launched 2 repair programs in Canada, that is. Apple today announced that its self-service repair and genuine parts distributor programs are now available in Canada. Yeah, good
Yay.
for them. Yay. And I know that you like leaks and I know that you like rumors. But next year's Apple Watch could add Touch ID.
Touch ID.
Press Touch ID. Yes. Press finger on phone. Open. There you go. And that guy, that at the moment, well, for now, completely, this week is the end of Gaz's Snippets.
There we go.
And there we go. Stop there. Stop there.
Okay.
It's a good point to stop.
Oh, you got to go?
No, I'm not going to go. If you don't mind, I'm going to get some food and I can chat to you while I'm eating the food and then we can then continue if you're all right doing that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Because you can join those together, can't you?
Oh, sure.
Right. I'll just go and get it.
Stop and save.
I'll just go and get it and come back.
Okay, I'm gonna go get like a
Something.
Yeah,
You're gonna
well,
get
I mean, we call them English muffins. You guys call them not scones.
muffins.
Huh?
Or scones. So drop scones or scones. Anyway,
Yeah,
let me go and get it and I'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll come back in here anyway. Yep.
Times are rock stars. That's as ridiculous as me being a corporate type.
You were all rock stars. That's your days AI agents.
I have an agent who can get you out of jail.
amazing catches to epic battle fails, we've been sent some incredible videos this summer. We've had the awesome opportunity to share these videos with some of the biggest names in cricket and capture their reactions. So we've put together a compilation of our favourite moments. Enjoy.
He's taking it back at champion now. Actually not on the net. It was an absolute game. Oh my god. Catch it, easy catch, easy catch, easy catch. Well, it is now a bit of football. Ben Sherman's got a lovely pair of Ben Shermans on there. Watch for him now, kicks it up in the air, and a little bit, just a touch, wait for it. The Ben Shermans and the builder's arse. Get over it, it's on Stram's head. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh. And then we dispute about how are they playing it.
Okay.
Okay. See, with a meeting afterwards, we wouldn't have time to have any dinner. We'd be starving by the time that finished.
No, man, I understand.
So was your insurance call okay?
Sorry?
Was your insurance call okay? Or
Oh, yeah. No, it was great. It's going to be $140 a month. And my first visit to get my scan is a copay of $275, but it won't be anything for the rest of the year. First time I go in for hormone shots and blood work, copayment of $275, but nothing for the rest of the year. So in terms of U.S. healthcare, that's pretty good.
good?
And the rest of it is covered under Social Security, Parts A and B.
Yeah, it's all a different process, isn't it, for you guys?
3 days later.
Now you hear that, but it's not showing up in Farrago.
I did hear it, yeah.
I'm not sure what the problem is.
3 days later.
3 days later. Three days later. I watched a documentary on a guy who's a really ordinary guy, and it's a really nice chap. And
Okay.
he broke the world record twice back in 1995 for this particular sport, and it stood ever since. Nobody's
What was-
come. So it was the triple jump.
Oh,
Like-
where they go like boing, boing, boing.
Yeah,
jump.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So basically, they take off on one foot, land on that foot, and then they step. That's a hop, skip. Well, it's hop, skip, and jump, but it's not called that. They don't do it that. And then obviously, but it's boing, 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 jump.
Yeah.
But he's held it, and basically he got the world record earlier in 1995 at 17 meters 98, and he got
30
that
years ago. That's a
30
long
years ago.
time.
Right. Well, in later in that year, he at the World Championships, and it was all about Jonathan Edwards at this World Champion. It was a big hurrah about, he was in good form. They thought he could do even more. And on his very first jump, he broke his own record again by 16 centimeters. He got 18, 14, or it was 18 centimeters.
This was 30 years later, the same guy.
So no. This was the same year,
Oh,
1995.
okay.
But at the World Championships. And then his next jump, I mean, there was a few other jumps and jumpers coming in, and they were like half a meter short. They were nowhere near him. And his next jump, his second jump, he extended it again. And there were two records which everybody was looking at. One was the 18 meters, because that was like, it's like going over a certain boundary. But he also knew that 18 meters and 29, I think it was, or something like that, 26, was 60 foot and a quarter of an inch. Or it was, whatever 60 foot was, it was 18, 20, let's say. And his second jump, he went to 1826 or something. And he then knew that not only had he just broken the 18 meter mark, but he'd then also broken the 60 foot mark on this jump. And there's a really good YouTube video of him watching it back, because it's been 30 years that he did it, and no one's come, there's been a few jumpers that got over 18 meters, but no one's got close to it. But the funny thing is, he says, if anybody comes close to it, I think it's 1829, he says, I was also 11 centimeters back from the board when he did that second jump. He said, so if anybody ever says they've broken my world record, he says, well, did you go over 1840? Because he said that was my true jump length.
Well, I mean, it's not that dissimilar. I mean, they used to say nobody would ever break a 4-minute mile until they did.
That's right. But things are, you would have thought sport has kind of moved on a bit, hasn't it? And but what he said was track and field, there's lots of investment in the sprinters and in the running.
Yeah.
But there's not been a lot of investment in the technical side for a lot of these track and field events, because there's no money there. There's not as much glamour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got what the high, not the high vault, the pole vault,
high jump,
high jump. Yeah. You've got, the guy that swings the ball around and tosses it out.
The hammer.
Yeah. The hammer. Yeah. I mean, how much are people going to be, oh, I want to be just like him. It's a relatively small market.
Oh, that's enough. That'll do me. Yeah, so, but it's just interesting that this record has stood for 30 years in an age when really records can drop quite easily, can't they?
Yeah. Oh, that guy, Paul, the insurance guy, he says he's
Mhm.
going to subscribe. So at some point, you've got to say something nice about him.
Right, the insurance guy. Okay.
Yeah. Paul, the insurance guy.
Okay, I'll do something.
Okay. I mean, not right
Right.
away. Just make it spontaneous somehow.
Yeah, I'll you know me.
Yeah. So whenever
Okay.
you're ready, I can go.
I'm ready now, and if you want to just kick back
I'll
in
just
and
jump
say
into
something
the
like,
main thing.
yeah, saying what a fantastic set of snippets or something,
Okay.
whatever you like.
Okay. We're recording again. I have never heard a set of snippets so expertly given, Gaz.
I do feel that was one of my better sessions of snippets. It was a snazzling snippet scenario. Then I'd say.
Snazzling? Is that a word?
It is now.
It is now.
Yeah.
Webster, get out your pen, figure out a good spelling for it.
Yeah.
Snazzling. I like it. That's a good word. Okay, off to, I guess I kept saying when we started doing this that we weren't going to have a main topic, but we keep coming up with.
Well, it's not a main topic. It's just a topic that we want to talk about. So that's fine.
Okay. Well, this one, of course, has to do with the blood feud between Apple and Masimo. So in 2020, Masimo.
I like that. Apple. I like the fact that you called it a blood feud.
Yeah,
very clever.
Yeah. Well, Masimo sued Apple, alleging that they had stolen trade secrets and infringed on various patents that Apple used in the Apple Watch health tracking. I know. Apple also claimed, Masimo also claimed that Apple hired away Masimo staff, which included their chief medical officer, otherwise known as Leonard McCoy, related to their technology.
He wasn't a medical officer, Leonard McCoy, wasn't it? Who was the medical officer on Star Trek? Come on, you're Star
Leonard
Trek.
McCoy.
Geek.
Bones.
Was it Leonard Bones? Oh, Bones, yes.
Yeah, but his
name was Leonard McCoy, was it? Was that Leonard McCoy?
Real name, but it's a TV show and he's an actor.
Yeah, true.
His character's real name was Leonard McCoy.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I knew his name was Leonard McCoy, but for some reason I was thinking that was Spock. But yeah, I'm getting my names mixed up.
Well, you see, you have to be a big Star Trek nerd like me.
You do. Yes, you do. You do. Yeah.
So stupid. The thing.
So what was Spock's name? Come on.
Oh, Spock.
Ah! Spock's name was Spock.
I don't know. I can't recall them ever saying if Vulcans have anything other than that one name. Well, here's something that our
his real name, you donkey.
Oh, you mean the actor's name, Leonard Nimoy?
Yes. You see, it's the Leonard which threw me.
Okay. Oh, you were DeForest Kelley. That was the actor who played Dr. Leonard McCoy. That was his name.
Yes.
In the original series.
Anyway, sorry. Massimo.
I have no idea what I'm saying at this point.
Massimo also claimed.
Okay, so they hired away their chief medical officer, whose name was not Leonard McCoy, related to their technology, and gave no credit when those features were released in the Apple Watch. Now, this part cracked me up. The chief medical officer, not named Leonard McCoy, that Apple hired, testified in court that when Apple hired him, they instructed him to not bring over confidential information. Sure they did. I'm sure they did.
I'm going to just stop you there.
All right.
Because I've worked for a number of large organizations where they have been competitive. And actually, those sorts of things do happen.
Sure.
Now, whether the person then decides to actually not listen to the company is another thing. But there are scenarios where you'd say, no, we just want your brain, not your material knowledge.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Uh, um, I lost my place again.
In an
the
initial ruling,
okay, thank you. Apple lost the patent case, and in accordance with the court's rulings, Apple turned those features off for all phones and watches that had the sensors. This allowed Apple to continue to import Apple watches for sale in the US. However, with the release of iOS 18,
excuse
yeah,
me, that was for the US only because we
yes,
were able to still continue using it.
yes. With the release of iOS 18.6.1 and watchOS 11.6.1, Apple watches with the available blood oxygen sensors will have those features returned.
In
Ooh, I
the
left the door
US.
open. My wife is almost home with our cat, I think. Very little has been said. I know it's completely off topic. Let's talk about my cat's visit to the vets.
No.
Okay, we won't. Very little has been said so far on what resolved the issue other than a vague comment from Apple about a recent U.S. customs ruling. Lawsuits from both companies against each other are ongoing, though Masimo won a patent dispute that sought to ban the imports of the watches, which Apple got around by removing those features. And Apple won a grand total of $250 with a suit against Masimo for some of their already discontinued products. I think Masimo could afford the $250. Now, Apple is attempting to get around Masimo's lawsuit by requiring a paired phone, which it didn't do when originally, to calculate the data versus doing it directly on the watch. Appeals are pending for both sides. Masimo's patent is due to expire in 2028. Now, not all Apple watches have this sensor. It's built into the Series 6 and up, as well as both of the Ultra series watches released so far. None of the SE series of Apple watches has them either. So that's what I was able to find out about it.
I have used it and kept an eye on it, but I don't know. I mean, there are obviously some scenarios where people find this extremely useful. I've looked at it and gone, yeah, okay, okay,
Okay, okay, George.
oh, okay, yeah, that's a good level. Is it supposed to be that level?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be at 60%?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. Now, people,
it's down to
before
40%.
you call in, yeah, it should be like upwards of 95. I
Yeah,
know,
whatever.
I was joking.
Yeah,
I
Let's
also like in your
think
notes.
about the exact amount of care that we have on what the actual number is.
Yeah, I don't care what the number is. Is it right?
Yeah, let us know.
You know, there are some things.
We will.
There are
say
some
it.
things when
and
I
give you
want to
credit.
see good, just green, good, or bad. See
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
I do like the spelling mistake in the notes that you put, because it's Massimo, and in one of them you've got Maximos.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking of Gladiator. I just kept thinking Gladiator then.
I don't know why that happened. It could have been a typo on my part.
I don't care. I like it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Then I don't have to go into
How many more of these lawsuits do you think are going to occur in terms of healthcare and sensors and Apple? I think it's
this
just
is just beginning. You know, I think once health care became part of like smartwatches and phones, that there were a lot of companies in East Texas that just started patenting every single little possible thing that they could think of.
How many watches and devices do you think that Massimo sold in the US because people couldn't use the Apple Watch to read that information? Do you think their sales went through the roof, or is this just a patent that they're holding and they wanted to sell the actual technology rather than any actual device which did any good?
I think that's a lot of it right there. I have, other than this lawsuit, I had never heard of Masimo before.
Well,
So
that's like a lot of companies. I mean, I get
to
that.
their credit, to their credit, so many of these patent disputes are based on wordings in the patent rather
Yeah.
than actually released
Actual,
devices.
yeah.
At least Masimo apparently had released devices. So I will give them props for that as compared to so many of these other, scam companies that just want to, well, our patent says that you can't, pick your nose on Sundays, and Apple's new feature in the phone says you can. So obviously they've infringed on our technology.
Well, I've gone onto the Massimo website just to have a look, and I've got to say that I'll be honest with you. Oh, they do have a Masimo watch, which is a medical watch. Oh, yes, they do. And guess what? Guess what, Guy?
Tell me.
It's square and looks like an Apple Watch. I mean, when I say it looks like an Apple Watch, it looks nothing like an Apple Watch, but it is square, much like an Apple Watch.
It probably gives them a, easier way to display information.
It would be interesting. It would be interesting to see how long they've had that device out. And it would be also interesting to see just exactly how increased their sales went. So they can do ECG, they can do optical pulse sensor, oximeter sensor. So they can do ECG, they can do the oxygen level, your pulse rate, your perfusion index. I've got no idea what that is.
That's for women that wear perfume.
And also it's got oxygen 2 level. We know it's O2. So there you go. But it's funny. I wish I'd looked at their website for their devices back when this first came out, just to see if they had a watch which also did it. Because most of their products, I'll be honest with you, are very medical. You wouldn't buy them as an ordinary person. They'd probably be either through your doctors or through a health center or the hospital. But they do have a watch. Interesting.
Okay. Well, good
There you go.
for them.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. No tips and no picks this week, so let's get social. I remember.
Let's get ready to social.
I don't know if I said this one from Greg from New York. He says, great to have you back, Guy. Welcome to the nightmare of senior care. There is no bargain with any of the options that you can pay other than to pay as little as possible, hoping that nothing happens, or pay a heftier premium and hope that, my God, some health catastrophe happens so you don't feel like you're wasting your money. Always being a longtime Mac user.
Anyway, it says anyway.
Being a longtime Mac user, I would consider auditioning for a guest co-host. Best always, Greg. Greg, I don't know if we're there yet. I don't have any. I don't think Gaz does either. Have any objections?
I'm not talking to Greg. I don't care. Great to have you back, Guy. It says. What about me? Don't care about me, Greg, do you? And then you're trying to get in on the act, aren't you, Greg? Yeah, I see what you're doing.
He's trying to replace you, Gaz.
Oh, flipping. You can't. Some people.
Can't trust him.
He's almost as bad as an insurance man. You can't trust insurance people. Although there is one guy that I believe, I think his name's Paul. You can trust him. He's a good insurance man.
He's a good egg.
Yeah, good egg.
I had such a great conversation with him.
You don't do anything. Just move on.
Move on.
Yeah, people they won't have a clue what you're talking about, you see.
Well, that's true.
But
I did discuss it earlier in the beginning part of the show.
Oh.
But this was just a ploy so that Paul will listen to the entire show to try to find.
Yeah.
But
Greg, say hello to me next time.
For everyone who's listening to this show, and I'm going to start, I think I need to start bringing this up at the beginning of the show. If you enjoyed the show when we were on the My Mac podcast, or if you enjoy the show now, please let others know about the show, because we're kind of starting over with this.
Yes,
We
we
don't
are.
have the built-in audience that Gaz and I were very privileged to have when we started podcasting together. So we're trying to, it's not really a rebrand. It's the same show. We're doing pretty much the exact same show that we used to do before, but it is under a different name. So if you know people that might enjoy this kind of show, the tech podcast for people that don't like tech podcasts, we're your Gmen. So
I
let
like
people know
that.
about it, and we
The
would
tech
really
podcast for people who don't like tech podcasts.
exactly. That's what when I describe this show to people, that's what I tell them. I said, "Do you like tech podcasts?"
I just don't tell anybody about the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, our UK audience. Okay,
Moving on.
from that. But speaking all that, if you have done a review through the the podcatcher of your choice, or in some way, let us know about it, and you will need to send me your email address so that you can get your Woo T. And for people who don't know what a Woo T is, that is a big W, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark, not an exclamation mark. That is a Woo T. And you can say you can say whatever you want about us. We have a very high tolerance for pain. If it's an audio comment, if you could keep it, it's best if it's like within 5 or 10 seconds, unless there's like an entire topic that you want to discuss. And if you must use naughty words, Marcus, then they will be beeped. If you'd like to help support the show, you can do so by going to coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. MacParrot, yes. You can also find us over on delayed parrot. That's what happened. Over on PayPal, paypal.me/MacParrot. We have a Discord channel, so just go on over there, look for Vert Shark. That is our Discord channel. Gaz.
What?
If people wanted to get hold of you, how would they do it?
Well, Greg, I was only messing. I know that there was a full stop, and then you talked to Guy about the senior part, so I was only jesting earlier. But use both our names next time, because I'm senior as well. Anyway, you can contact me at Gaz, G-A-Z,
yours,
at mymac.com. Or socials. Look for GazMaz. If you don't think it's me, send me an email to Gaz, G-A-Z, at mymac.com, and I'll point you in the right direction. But I'm not on everything. I'm on BlueSky. I'm on Mastadon occasionally. And yeah, that's about it, really. Strava, go on Strava. Instagram. Did I say Instagram? I think I said Instagram.
Yeah.
Anyway, now you can also contact both Guy and Gaz still on the TwitX and BlueSky. That's GUIANDGAZ.
Of course.
His name was Guy.
He's the guy.
Guy's the one.
I am.
Guy says.
Do we know it was a guy?
We do.
I like to go with Guy.
Guy was paid at 75 grand.
I wasn't.
You remember Guy?
Do
Guy.
Wait, hold on. I screwed up.
No fooling.
If you want
An email from Guy.
how would they do it?
Oh my God, it's so easy. You would send that email to at mymac.com, GUI at mymac.com. You can also find me over on the Twitash.
Tutash.
That's close enough. Where I am both MacParrot and Vert Shark. I'm also over in BlueSky, and those are the two that I basically deal with. I am MacParrot over there on the Blue Skies. Now, we also have a Google Voice number. We do. And Gaz, what is that number?
Call 703-284-677 for the My Mac podcast with Guy and Gaz. It's tech heaven. That's 703-828-4677.
And there it goes. Oh, I can't do it because Farrago isn't working.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
So,
Nope.
677.
Yeah, it's
Someone
703.
trying to sing it in the background.
Okay, we'll have
Oh,
to
gang gas on 82877.
703-828-4677. If you're outside of the United States,
Don't
I'm
bother.
laughing because I know what's coming. Country code is 1, then the number, and you will incur charges if you dial it. Hello? First time. That's the first time for this one. You will incur charges if you dial it direct. So don't do it unless you're in the US. So many other ways that you can contact us and send us audio files. It's a mystery. It is.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff I do, and I'm getting a little bit more regular at it, is the Guy's Daily Drive archives. I'm still in 2018, but that's coming out 3 times a week. The slow rollout of Tales from the AI verse, all of which can be found through most of the podcatchers of your choice, as well as over there on YouTube. I haven't mentioned this. If you want to see, God, practically anything that I've done concerning video for a very, very long time, go on over to YouTube, look up Vert Shark. Sorry, excuse me. And that is the channel that has everything. Now, there's separate channels for Guy's Daily Drive, and there's separate channels for Tales from the AI-verse, as well as this podcast. But they're all under the Vert Shark banner. And if you'd like, you can like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that's where they all are. And here we are at the sad part of the show where we have to go. And I would like to say, number one, thank you to everyone who downloads and listens. Listen to the mymac.com podcast. It is greatly appreciated. Please tell your friends.
Isn't it called the Gmen?
Yeah, that's all it is. Just the Gmen, and you will find our new feed. Gaz, this week I think we were good enough.
Ish.
Ish. And with Paul, we were smart enough.
Oh, absolutely.
That Paul, wow.
Love you, Paul.
Everyone else, no, we're kidding. We do love you all, and that mostly.
Stop backtracking.
Doggone it, wolf, woof, woof, wolf, woof, wolf. People like us.
Guy, I don't know what the best thing about living in Switzerland is, but the flag's a big plus. End.